How's it going, everybody? YouTube Live? Wow! Just got done watching tonight's Watchmen series season finale, aka episode 9, titled See How They Fly. The runtime was about an hour and 8 minutes. I think about an hour and 8 minutes, give or take. Mm. Woo! Man, I was so in the zone. I was watching the whole thing, like really fixated upon it. I mean, in previous episodes, or while watching previous episodes, I would occasionally write notes along the way. Sometimes I would pause, write some notes so I won't forget um, to talk about them during the post review, like right now. And then, of course, I would rewind to catch some things that I may have kind of overlooked a little bit, because I don't want to miss a beat. Um, but tonight I just let the whole thing run, man. It was just so good. Oh my god, this show is amazing. Oh, I'm so sad that it has come to an end. One of Rama Screen followers on Twitter directed me to this article on Vice. Apparently, in an interview, Damon Lindelof suggested, yeah, maybe about season 2. He was being very cryptic about it. He was not very clear about it. Um, and at the end, he's like, but I don't know what season 2 should be. It's like, damn you, Damon. Are you gonna give us season 2 or not? But for the time being, at this point, this is it. And what a great finale that was. Can we just give this whole show a round of applause, people? Come on. Come on. Standing ovation. This is an amazing show. Wow. Nothing will ever be like it anymore. If this is the only, one of its kind, like we're not gonna get season 2, then this is it. This is a masterpiece. So let's break it down. First up, this video contains spoilers. This video review is only for those of you, my fellow Watchmen fans, who have also watched tonight's season finale. So heads up, there will be spoilers. Okay, spoiler alert. You've been warned. Um, Again, I was so entranced by the episode. I wasn't writing a lot of notes along the way, so I apologize if I may not have much to say here, but that's probably a good thing. First of all, Lady True and Adrian Veidt. Let's talk about Lady True and Adrian Veidt. Um, we got to see the origin story of Lady True. Turns out her mom was the cleaning lady, and she shot herself up with freaking Adrian Veidt's semen. Brilliant, brilliant. Oh, it's kind of comical, but it's kind of genius too. Um, Man, and when she looks at that painting, a Lady True's mom, Bia, as she shoots herself up with the sperm, she says, "Fuck you, Ozymandias." Sweet. Mwah. By the way, sperm donation, that always scares me, man. I don't know how some people would go through that. I mean, the fear, I guess the thought of, or the idea of my kid running around somewhere out there in the world, that scares the hell out of me. Do they still even do sperm donations these days? Is that, or is that a thing of the past? Right? I think in the past, I think you can get paid for it. But Lady True, was baby or sperm vial number 2346. Who in the world keeps their cum in a safe? Why would you do that? Who does that? Freaking Adrian Veidt. Jeez. I get it when um, females wanna, I guess, wanna freeze their eggs, but guys, I never heard of like, oh yeah, I got this whole cupboard or like freaking this whole freaking cabinet is filled with my cum. Oh my god, it's hilarious, hilarious. This show has a way to weird you out in a funny way. Um, the conversation between Lady True and Adrian Veidt to me was just as tantalizing as the conversation between Angela Abar and Dr. Manhattan in that bar. As a matter of fact, um, Lady True kind of took Adrian Veidt to task. I mean, like she really kept him on his toe, just like Angela Abar kept Dr. Manhattan on his toe. It's like the battle of two intellects. It was fantastic to watch, last week's and this week. Um, Great writing, of course. Credit to the writers, of course, including Damon Lindelof. Excuse me. Whew. So the timeline goes from 1985, 1993, and then now. And the present day, we get to see Lady True, Adrian Veidt's daughter, sends her, whatever you want to call it, spaceship onto Europa to rescue Adrian Veidt. Oh, it all comes full circle in this episode. It all comes full circle, especially with my question regarding the game warden. Remember, because I was asking you guys, who is that guy in the mask and that red butler's mustache? What's his deal? And turns out he's one of the clones, the butler clones. And like, why would there be a need for a game warden? And so that question also got answered tonight. When he's like, it's the thing that kind of, it's an adversary. Because otherwise he'd go insane. He got to create this guy. That Adrian Veidt got to create this guy. Otherwise, yeah. So I was like, okay, that's genius. That's another genius point. Once he enters the ship, oh my god, that's some Han Solo shit right there. Cryogenic stuff, man. Woo! He has to like put his hands on his waist. Oh, the humor in this show is just so pristine, man. So good. So good. Oh, I mean, they didn't need to have him put his hands on his waist like that, but it's like a mockery of the persona of Adrian Veidt, to have that space be shaped and built in that manner. Love it, love it, love it. Oh my god. What else do I have here on my note? Oh, so much. Okay, so the and then the other question that was answered, or my question that was answered, another one, the save me sign. Remember save me? Because he used the bodies of the clones to write up the word saying save me. And so turns out the camera pans away and he says, "Save me, daughter." Oh my god. So my answer about the game warden got my question about the game warden got answered, and then my question about the save me got answered too. Love it, love it. The way Damon Lindelof and his fellow writer and everybody involved on this show, the way they sprinkled here and there, throughout the episodes 1 through 8, kind of, and then in episode 9, the pieces kind of like coming together, and you're like, you feel, at least for me, I feel rewarded. I feel like, wow, my patience was rewarded. I was like, I feel so glad to actually know the whole picture now. and and I'm in awe of the brilliance of how they plan, or they strategically place all of that throughout this whole season. So good, so good. I keep repeating myself now. I'm like a broken record. I keep saying brilliant and so good many times because the show is that good. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, let's move on to the showdown. By that I mean Senator Keene and the racist Cyclops. You see everybody, all the elites gathered, and Laurie Blake and Looking Glass is there with his mask on, and they sucked in, of course, Doctor Manhattan in the middle of that cube, um, and of course Angela Abar shows up. Uh, that whole speech by Senator Keene, that also cracks me up. And may I just say that you gotta kind of admire. Well, he did not take into account Lady True, so that's his blind spot, right? Even after Angela Abar um, told him, like, "Hey, whatever you thought or whatever you have put into consideration, Lady True has thought it more. She is like 2, 3 steps ahead of you." But even after Angela Abar told him that, he's like, "Nah, I got this." What Lady True? Are you kidding me? That Asian? I'm a white man. I'm supreme. I got this whole lockdown. Oh my god! If she wants to stop me, where is she? Ha, Lady True. It reminds me of the what he said to Laurie Blake in previous episodes, when he said, "It's tough being a white man in America, so I'm gonna try being blue." Oh, you, in his mind, he thinks the white men are oppressed. In America. Woo! So funny. The guy, man, the guy, Senator Keene, is a joke. Is quite a joke. And you know what? That I think that is, just to quick note on that. That is probably the motivating factor for racism and white supremacy in this day and age. The the fear in the white people's thoughts, or some. I'm not generalizing, that, oh my god, America is browning, the demographics are turning brown, we've become the minority, and then they fear that if they become minority, that the majority will oppress them, just like they did, when they oppressed the minority when they were the majority. You see what I'm getting at? So that's the fear. But anyway, I digress. That whole scene as well. And then he comes out of the pot, all squishy blood. Oh my god. Lady True, I told you Lady True will end up being the villain, man. Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. When she said in previous episodes, like, oh yeah, because back then we didn't really quite know what the Millennium Clock, its functions were. We didn't know what the purpose was gonna be. But she mentioned, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna end hunger. I'm gonna do this for the world, bring peace. And then you guys chatted with me, and you guys you guys share your theories about what the Millennium Clock would do, possibly erase people's memories. Maybe theories about the elephant. And thank you for sharing those theories. But I mentioned to you guys that, dude, anybody who ever says, like, yeah, if I had, the power, I would go ahead and do that. Um, there's always something that makes that intention backfires. Kind of like Adrian Veidt when he says, like, yeah, I'm gonna save humanity, but in the process, he kills 3 million people. You see what I'm getting at? So, so Lady True ends up being the villain, and I was like, of course. And I got to give credit to actress Hong Chow. She is fantastic in this role. Got to I We haven't seen her much since probably that movie with Matt Damon, but she needs to be in more movies and more TV shows, man. She's so good. She's so good. Oh my god. Especially that scene with Adrian Veidt in tonight's episode. She's just amazing. She such a great talented actress. Love it, love it. Um yeah, I want to see her in more gigs from this point forward. Let's see what else do I have on my note here. Yeah, that that whole climax with the with the baby squid falling from the sky, and then the machine toppling down um onto Lady True herself. You know, it goes to the theme of it all. I think Damon Lindelof wants to emphasize this for this season, well, this only season, that no man should ever have that much power. No man or woman should ever be God. And while I was watching that whole thing, play itself out, um, I couldn't help but remember the song from the 80s. Do you remember that song? Um, if I only could make a deal with God and get him to swap our places, be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. You remember that song? Because Senator Keene and Lady True, and partially also Will Reeve, when Will Reeve at the end of tonight's episode, when he said, you know, with what he could do, he as in Dr. Manhattan, he could have done more. So Senator Keene, Lady True, and partly Will Reeve, they have this idea that if you're a god, if you're Dr. Manhattan, you should have been able to do more. I mean, like, why didn't you why didn't you stop world starvation? Why didn't you stop world hunger? Why didn't you do enough to save this catastrophe or that catastrophe? In the case of Lady True, in the case of Senator Keene, like, why didn't you, help us, the white people, become the superior race again? Like, why? If I had your power, that's what I would do. But you did not do shit with your power. And Will Reeve, for him, is like, yeah, with what he could do, he could have done more. Like, there's this, I guess, for those three and a lot of us as well, we have this idea, like, man, if we could swap places with God, if we could swap places with Dr. Manhattan, imagine, I mean, the things that I could do to alleviate pain, or if I were to, Senator Keene, you know be something more. It's just like this, I guess they have this um frustration within them. They are upset at the fact that, like, Dr. Manhattan has all this power and he's not doing shit with it. So it's a very deep theme, man. Fantastic theme that obviously Damon Lindelof wants to address and tackle throughout this season, and it culminates in tonight's episode. So good, so good. Um, Peace. Card says, I really enjoyed the ending. I'm watching it again right now. Alicia Barnes says, great ending. Alicia Barnes fam stuff. Oh, hey. Darren Jones, I thought the ending was outstanding. They tied every loose end except for the Loop Man. Yes. Yes. What's up with the Loop Man, man? We didn't get any answer on the Loop Man. My questions got answered about the save me words and about the game warden. And I'm sure your questions were answered as well about the other stuff. Like you said, it all tied up really nicely at the end. But the Loop Man, the guy that slides through the sewage, we never get to see him again. So if there's ever an excuse to make a season 2 anthology, if it ever happens, that excuse should be him, the Loop Man. We need to see Loop Man. David Lindelof should build an entire season around Loop Man. um, but yeah, back to the God thing, man. I think you guys can agree with my analysis. That was some deep, 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 profound shit right there. Um, I uh Peace and Care says, yeah, I wonder if Loop Man is still wanting on Agent Blake to show up at Looking Glass Bunker. Yeah, wonder that too. And here's the thing too. I have it on my note here. Um, So good on Laurie Blake and Looking Glass for holding Adrian Veidt accountable, right? Good on that. Good on them to do that. But why is it that Will Reeves gets away with it? Will Reeves hypnotized a police chief to hang himself. That's kind of like a murder, right? So I know the police chief is a racist, and I couldn't care less for racist, but that's still an act of murder. So, but he gets away with it. So, so that and the Loop Man could be like an extension or follow up, like if there's ever a season two. Um, the before we get to the final note about the walking on water, I just want to say that the music, the songs, not just in this episode, but the song selections throughout the season. Fantastic, man. Oh my god. Like tonight's episode, they have that song from it sounded like it's from the 1930s, 40s. The moment when Angela Abar and Will Reeve and Angela's daughters came out of the theater. That somber moment. And then of course by the end it's I Am the Walrus. I think it's by the Beatles. And there's some other instances as well, and of course the emphasis on classical music at the beginning. It's just the way the songs are placed and the type of songs that come with the scenes. I love it, man. So good, so good. See, I keep repeating myself. I keep saying so good. Oh my god. SKT is here. I'm pretty sure the reason Dr. Manhattan didn't do anything is because he knew no matter what he does, humanity will never change. That's true. That's true. And it goes to my point again. And maybe Dr. Manhattan feels that he needs to die because no man, be it Lady True or Senator Keene or anybody, should ever have that much power. No man should ever swap with places with God, how noble your intentions may be. Um, so it's a martyrdom. It's a necessary martyrdom on his part, in my opinion. Peace and cares, yes, and he knew that someone will always be hunting him, trying to get his power. Exactly. One of the songs remind me of Halloween, the Dread music. Oh, the Dread music, huh? I gotta rewatch the episode again to actually, because I don't remember that music. But I'll take your word for it, Peas and Carrot. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, the songs and music so great. I you know again, I want to reemphasize a few shows on TV right now make me feel like when I watch them, I feel glad. I feel like rewarded. I feel like I've earned something by watching them. Only a few shows do that, and this is one of those few shows. I feel like I've watched something so priceless, so well made. Something that I could appreciate for years to come. This is one of those shows. It's so good, such a great ending. Um, Peace and Carrots when she's running to the theater. Ah, yes, I loved it. I hate that it's over. That's right. So, which leads me to my final point, and I want to ask you guys this. So, the egg at the end. It's first of all, I applaud Angela Abar for having long memory. I, for one, don't. If somebody tells me the story that, like, oh yeah, or Dr. Manhattan tells me a story, I could put my power inside this egg, and if somebody eats it, theoretically, that somebody will be able to walk on water. If he tells me that story about 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't remember it. I would pick up that egg and I'm like, yeah, whatever, throw in the trash. So yeah, great, good on Angela for remembering that. So my question to you guys: does Angela have Doctor Manhattan's power? Because the shot at the end, we never actually get to see whether or not she actually walked on water. Right, the foot kind of touched the water just barely, barely like this, and then cut to dark. Oh man, man, what a tease! What a tease, man! Oh, darn you, Damon Lindelof. So, but you know what? If if there's anybody who deserves such power, it's probably Angela. It's probably Angela because, as you know, the ones who and it goes the same for the real world. Usually, the ones who deserve power or the ones who actually do good with power are the ones that seek power the least. Are the people who don't want power. You see what I'm getting at? People who ambitiously seek out power, they're the ones who don't deserve them. They're the ones who don't deserve it, that power. But those who like, that's not for me. Like I just want to, go about my life, be good. I don't want to seek something, that's that much of an ambitious level. Those are the kind of people that usually deserve power because they're humble, they're modest. So, Angela never seeks out power. So maybe if she does end up getting Dr. Manhattan power, that she will probably do good with it. So at least that's my theory. She'll give birth to him. I feel like Manhattan gave. Yeah, Yadala Orida says she'll give birth to him. Okay. SKT says, I feel like Manhattan gave Will some of his power too. That's how he's been to live this long. Okay. All right. So that's your theory. Um, Oh, apparently Ricksval doesn't like Watchmen. Okay, no worries. If you don't like Watchmen, you're entitled to your opinion. No worries. But the rest of us are very geeking out about it. So I'm gonna finish with this. And thank you so much, you guys, for chatting with me. Um, it's a bummer that this show has come to an end. I've enjoyed chatting with you guys every Sunday night about Watchmen. So I don't know what the next big HBO show will be that we're gonna get to do this again. But if I do show up again on Sunday night to talk another HBO show, please be there. Okay, would love to have this conversation again. And thank you so much, you guys. Watchmen. Oh, thank you, Damon Lindelof. Thank you, HBO. Wow, what a great way to end the year, and such a great timing too to end the season on this Sunday because, as you know, next week it's all going to be about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, right? Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. That's the one that's going to be dominating the whole conversation. It's going to be like up to the wazoo. So great timing on HBO part. So great, fantastic, and thank you so much, you guys. For those of you guys who haven't had the chance to chat with me, your theories, your questions, your answers, um, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. All right, share them down below. Subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell. And if you can help support me, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. Woohoo!